Dan, thanks for taking the time to speak with me. Say Dan? Danny?
Dan,
Daniel?
Dan, no, Danny, I'll kill you. Dan is great.
Always Dan.
Yes.
Okay, first question. Anthea Bailey from Northumberland.
Hello, Anthea.
She asks, underwear.
Yes.
Are you a boxers, briefs, or a commando sort of guy?
I'm not commando because most of my trousers, they're jeans, and that could be really, really bad with the zip. So I'm briefs, but sort of quite, not tight briefs, but sort of just a bit loose, but so you've got the comfort, but the look is better.
Bit of comfort.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good look. Okay, Catherine Moore from Leighton asks...
Good afternoon, Catherine.
What 3 things would you take to a desert island, and why?
Well, I would take my iPod so I can listen to music, and my a spear to get fish.
Useful.
Yeah, and obviously the answer everyone gives obviously is a speedboat.
Exactly.
I can leave the desert
Clever.
island. Yeah.
But maybe a toothbrush, because don't want to...
Well, no, I'll just use the spear as a toothpick.
Ingenious.
You see, resourceful.
Okay, Claire Wright from Chelmsley Wood.
Claire.
She says, what's been your most embarrassing moment on set?
Right.
And what did you do to hide it?
Well, actually, that happened on the 5th film, funnily enough, where I walked on set, on the Room of Requirement set. They had a floor that marked very easily. So we all had to wear sort of blue, sort of like surgical bags over our shoes. And I went onto set one day and the shoes came in the surgical bags, and then you just take them off before the take. So I didn't look at the shoes I was putting on, I just put them on, and then walked on set, and then it was pointed to me, and I was giving this sort of trying to give this really stirring speech, and then someone pointed out to me that I actually had the wrong shoes on, the wrong feet, which was really embarrassing because they pointed out in front of everyone, and
Any way of getting away with that?
No, actually, that's the thing.
Everybody saw it.
Everyone saw. There's no real way of concealing it. I mean, I've had them all killed, so that hopefully won't get out.
Yeah. Don't tell anybody.
No, never.
Okay, Caroline Banks from Preston says, what's your favourite time of day and why? Do you have a favourite time of day?
Well, Caroline, I like saying their names. It's fun. I don't know. I mean, I'm very much a morning person. I function very, very well early on in the day, and then but I think that's because I've been filming for so many years now. You get used to getting up early, so I'd say the morning is probably the favourite time of day for me.
Okay. Bruno Marino from Brighton.
Good name, Bruno. Bruno
says,
Marino.
lots of fans get overexcited when they see you, but what celebs would you be like that with if you were to meet them?
I was like that when I met the England cricket team.
I was going to say, actually, the last time I met you, you were getting very excited about meeting Shane Warne.
Oh, really? Yes.
That's
it. Yeah. I mean, cricketers, I just have so much admiration for them, and so want to be them. That I get very, very overexcited when I meet them. I was also very much like that when I met Gary Oldman for the first time. I was quite nervous and very overexcited because I love.
Presumably your buddies now.
Yeah, we're quite close now, and we're quite good mates, which is kind of surreal in a way. But he's a top man.
Okay. Next question. Eva Aluwalia, I hope that's the
great name, Eva
correct
Aluwalia.
pronunciation. Says, what's the most ridiculous thing that you've ever read about yourself in the papers?
I once heard a story that someone said I was a girl. I didn't actually read that in the paper. I'm not, for the record. But I don't know if that had actually been published. I'm not sure if that was right, but that was just a rumour. Also, there was one at one time the Sun published a really, really nice article about me being into punk and all that kind of, and it was really flattering. Now, in response to that, the Evening Standard, who had obviously not had quite the same idea of getting a really great article together, published that I had grown 8 inches in 2 months.
Which is unlikely.
Which is unlikely and totally untrue. If that happened now, that would be fantastic, but it's not going to.
You'd like to be a bit taller.
I would love to be taller, to be honest, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a little bit of a morbid one.
Fine,
so my apologies for that.
No.
But it says, if you came to an untimely death, which TV detective would you want to solve your murder?
That's a great question.
And that's from Paul Worth from Alton in Hampshire.
Paul Worth, that's a brilliant question. I think... But then again, I wouldn't be around to see it. I mean, I think... Probably Poirot. Because I think the accent's great, and I would like that moustache to be involved in the solving of my case somehow, and I think that was good.
But then again,
for a bit of flair, you'd want someone like Sherlock Holmes, but then for reliability, you might want to go with a Frost or a Morse.
Indeed, the list is endless.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it, actually?
Okay, one last thing. Nick Fish from Warrington says, who would win in a fight, Gandalf from The Lord of the Rings, or Harry Potter?
Now, I think that's a sort of unfair question, because if I was going to pit Gandalf against someone, it would be Dumbledore, and I would pit myself against Harry against Frodo. And I think Harry versus Frodo, I'd have him.
Definitely.
But
if you want a message to
Elijah, I've met Elijah Wood actually. He was a lovely, lovely man. So I'm not going to try and start a fight with him.
But you could definitely have him.
I could have you, Elijah. But I think Gandalf Harry, I would have to say I think Gandalf would probably edge it, but it would be close.
It would be a tough call.
Dumbledore would beat Gandalf though.
Could be the fight of the century.
It could be. We should try and stage it, shouldn't we? Get McKellen and Gambon together and get them with boxing gloves on and get them to try and smash each other about a bit.
That could be good fun.
That would be hilarious.
Heard it here first.
Yeah.
Dan, thanks so much for
Not
talking
at
to me
all.
today. I hope you enjoy the rest of the day.
I'm sure I will.
Brilliant.
Thank you very much indeed.